Uganda wants to make tourists' stay in the country more affordable. A directive by President Yoweri Museveni will see a value-added tax put on at hotels and national parks slashed beginning from the next financial year. The government expects to boost visitor numbers by this incentive.
The argument is that tourism is an export, and exports do not accrue taxation on them. They are zero rated. But secondly, as a result of some of the heavy taxes and levies that they are facing, the cost of doing business is high, the return on investment is low, but thirdly, we are becoming less competitive because it is much cheaper for people to fly to our neighboring countries where some of those taxes and levies do not accrue.
Tourism is one of Uganda's top foreign revenue earners. Most of the money earned in tourism comes from gorilla viewing done at the national parks. But tour operators say the heavy taxes are pushing up the cost of doing business, making it unaffordable to many visitors.
The value-added tax was on accommodation and food, yes, but it was also on tourism packages. So if it is costing a tourist $2,000 to come to Uganda for, say, 8-day trip, including accommodation, transportation, park entrance fees, and all these other costs, you had to add 18% on top of that to give to government. And yet, a lot of the companies we already pay are already VATable. If I went to a national park, the $40 I pay has VAT. The boat trip of the $20 has VAT. My accommodations I pay have VAT. So it was kind of, in many ways, double taxation.
Uganda is also working with neighbors Kenya and Rwanda to up visitor numbers. A 90-day multiple visa allows tourists to visit any of the three countries uninterrupted. But tour operators argue they are already paying 8 different taxes in their tourism packages to visitors, making the industry less competitive in the region. They hope cutting off one of the taxes, that is the value-added tax, the cost of doing business will be eased, but that alone is not enough.
Now, there are two reasons why anybody should increase their prices. One is that there's a lot of demand for the product. Now, the demand for Uganda's tourism has not been high. Two, that you have put some value added. But these are products that are owned and run by government entities. So there's no need for us to have VAT on them. But above all, what is key is that tourism is actually an invisible export. And therefore, we need to have a very competitive edge over the rest of the countries that we're competing for the tourists with as a destination.
Uganda recently hired the services of 3 foreign firms to market its image overseas, but it may take some time before results are realized. Neighboring Kenya and Rwanda have already slashed the value-added tax from their tourism packages. Uganda hopes to match its neighbors or even outcompete them in tourist numbers by doing the same. Isabel Nakirya, CCTV in Kampala.